condemn in strongest terms the terrorist attacks in Pahalgam on 22 April and call for perpetrators, organizers and financiers of this reprehensible act to be brought to justice without any delay. Now, sir, this is the Quad. Now, let us look at a different grouping, BRICS. Now, BRICS has China as a member, Russia as a member, it has Iran as a member, Brazil, South Africa, Egypt. BRICS also condemned the April 22 attack. It reaffirmed its commitment to combating terrorism, again including cross-border terrorism. Now, I would like members of this House to understand, if India is attacked, if there is a terrorist attack on India and a country says we condemn cross-border terrorism, I think it is obvious to everybody what that cross-border terrorism is. So, I then move on, sir, to the Central Asia. The Central Asian countries opposed providing safe haven using terrorist proxies for cross-border terrorism, for terror financing. Now, I can cite statements from the Indian Ocean Rim Association, from individual countries, range of them. President Putin, for example, has said, he wrote to our president and said this brutal crime has no justification whatsoever and its perpetrators will face a deserved punishment. The President of Paraguay has said that he expresses solidarity and recognized India's legitimate right to self-defense. So the main point, the common thread, sir, which I would like to bring out is that number one, a cross-border terrorism across the board has been recognized, all forms and manifestations, opposition to condemnation of Pahalgam terrorist attack, and the right of India to bring people to justice. Now, sir, in addition to that, I would particularly like to mention 2 or 3 other developments. One, the American designation of TRF. On the 17th of July, the Department of State designated TRF as a foreign terrorist organization and a specially designated global terrorist. Now, this comes in the wake of the extradition of Tahavur Rana, who was involved in the 26/11 attack. And when people ask, how successful is your foreign policy? Where is your diplomacy? I want to say that Tahavur Rana, which many of you tried for so long to get, is finally here because of us. I want to say TRF was designated not because somebody out there made a remark. TRF was designated as a global terrorist organization because our diplomacy persuaded another country to do that. Now, our strong stance has resonated across the world. I was some time ago in Germany, and standing next to me, the German foreign minister said, India has every right to defend itself against terrorism, and Germany will support this fight against terrorism. Similar position has been taken by France, similar position has been taken by the European Union. So, what I would like to highlight, sir, is that today, where Operation Sindoor is concerned, there has been, the world sees what it is about. The world realizes this is a fight against terrorism. It is felt that India has acted responsibly but firmly. Now, I would like, sir, to address one particular aspect because some members have brought it up. And this is regarding the US activity during this period. Sir, I'd like to inform the House that on the 9th of May, Vice President J.D. Vance called the Prime Minister, warning of a massive Pakistani attack in the next few hours. Prime Minister, in his response, made it very clear that if such an attack happens, it would meet with an appropriate response from our side. Now, sir, that attack took place and was foiled by our armed forces, and I think the House should collectively appreciate the performance of the armed forces in foiling what was a massive attack on the 9th and 10th, the 9th, 10th of May. Now, our response, which the Prime Minister promised, was delivered, and it was delivered with devastating effect. I don't have to say anything. Every member has seen satellite pictures of Pakistani airfields. You can see from the state of those airfields, which shown by the pictures, what was our answer. Now, on the 10th of May, we received phone calls sharing the impression of other countries that Pakistan was ready to cease the fighting. Our position was, if Pakistan was ready, we needed to get this as a request from the Pakistani side through the DGMO channel. That is exactly how that request came. Now, I want to make two things very clear, sir. One, at no stage in any conversation with the United States was there any linkage with trade and what was going on. Secondly, there was, please listen. Secondly, there was no call between the Prime Minister and President Trump from the 22nd of April, when President Trump called up to convey his sympathy, and the 17th of June, when he called up Prime Minister in Canada to explain why he could not meet. So I would again, मैं इसको दोहराता हूँ, 22 अप्रैल से 17 जून तक।
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, मेरी एक बात की आपत्ति है, भारत देश का शपथ लिया हुआ विदेश मंत्री यहाँ स्टेटमेंट कर रहा है, उस पर भरोसा नहीं है, उनको किसी और देश पर भरोसा है। मैं समझ सकता हूं उनकी पार्टी में विदेश का महत्व क्या है, मगर इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं है पार्टी की सारी चीजें यहाँ सदन में आकर थोपे। भारत के विदेश मंत्री पर भरोसा नहीं करोगे? ओथ लिया हुआ व्यक्ति यहाँ पर बोल रहा है, ही इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, इसीलिए ये वहां बैठे हैं और 20 साल तक वहीं बैठने वाले हैं।
Honorable Speaker, sir, in the course of the debate today, some points were made by members of the opposition. I would like to respond to some of them. We were asked, why did you stop at this time? Why did you not go further? Please see who's asking this question. This question is being asked by people who, after 26/11, felt that the best action was inaction. Now, I would like, sir, to read out, because one member said, nowadays BJP members like reading from books. You get the truth in books. Sometimes you don't like what we read in books. So let me read out, sir, two excerpts from a book by the National Security Advisor of the UPA government. After 26/11, a chapter, this is a book called Choices. He says, on sober reflection and in hindsight, I now believe the decision not to retaliate militarily, but to concentrate on diplomatic, covert and other means was the right one for that time and place. This is what he says. But did he even do that? Because 26/11 happened in November of 2008. What was the reaction? The reaction was Sharm el-Sheikh. Was that diplomatic? Was it covert? Was it military? Now, what did Sharm el-Sheikh do? In Sharm el-Sheikh, the then government and the Pakistani Prime Minister agreed terrorism is a main threat to both countries. Now, today, sir, people are saying, America is hyphenating you, Russia is hyphenating you. That is what I heard Deepinder Huda ji say. Hello, you are hyphenating yourself. I mean, you did not need a foreign country to say, please link India to Pakistan. Your own government was saying, you know, India and terrorism is a main threat to both countries. And then they said, terrorism should not be linked to the composite dialogue. And worst of all, they accepted a reference to Baluchistan in that. Now, here is a country reeling after 26/11. And you are equating Baluchistan and 26/11, what happened in Mumbai, and you are saying that the perpetrator and the victim have both got a problem. And then now you are asking me, why didn't you go further? People who did nothing are asking a government which did so much, saying, why didn't you do more? Now,